Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about some more updates from Saturday in Zandvoort. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Hadjar, and as we know, he performed brilliantly in qualifying for the Zandvoort Grand Prix. He qualified P4 in the Red Bull Junior team. That's outstanding. He beat George Russell, the two Ferrari drivers, and he was only 5/10 off the pole time set by McLaren's Oscar Piastri. So yeah, a really good job from Hadjar. But following several changes to his car ahead of third practice on Saturday, Hadjar is now on the cusp of a grid penalty. Basically, as final practice got underway, it was confirmed that Racing Bulls had fitted Hadjar's car with his final legal internal combustion engine turbocharger, motor generator unit kinetic, and motor generator unit heat. Now, each driver can use 4 of each component before incurring a grid penalty, and with Hadjar making these changes, he is now the last of each of these components. So yeah, Hadjar is very close to a grid penalty now, but he will not get one in Zandvoort, and he is set to start in P4 for the Grand Prix tomorrow. But let's move on to Mercedes. Now, there was an incident involving George Russell and Fernando Alonso in free practice 3. Basically, Alonso was doing a fast lap when he moved across the circuit with George Russell ahead, and Russell moved to the right towards the pit entry, squeezing Alonso between the Mercedes and the wall as the pair almost made contact. And following this, Russell aborted his decision to pit and continued, while Alonso went straight through the pit lane without stopping. Now, Alonso seemed to point the finger at Russell for this incident, with Alonso saying on the radio that they don't look in their mirrors. Now, following this, Alonso and Russell were called to the stewards, with them citing that car 63 allegedly impeded car 14 and or driving erratically at the pit entry. And the FIA confirmed ahead of qualifying that Mercedes had been handed a fine of €7,500 for failing to inform Russell that Alonso was approaching and on a push lap, while Russell received a warning from the stewards. The stewards' verdict said car 14 was on a push lap and was exiting turn 14 when car 63 was on a slow lap and had been instructed to enter the pits. Car 14 went on the inside of car 63 in an attempt to complete the lap, but car 63, taking a wide line before entering the pits, nearly collided with car 14. At pit entry, car 63 took evasive action and aborted the pit entry and continued on the track. Car 14 had to abort the lap and enter the pit lane to avoid a collision. It was clear to us that car 63 had not been warned of the fact that car 14 was approaching and that it was on a push lap. The team admitted this at the hearing and acknowledged that they ought to have warned the driver of car 63 but did not do so. Their failure created a dangerous situation where both cars had to take evasive action to avoid a collision. We accept that the driver of car 63 had no way of knowing that car 14 was approaching, particularly given the nature of the circuit and the fact that turn 14 is a blind corner. Merely looking at the mirrors would not have prevented what occurred. We accordingly imposed a fine of €7,500 on the team for failing to warn their driver appropriately. Nevertheless, given the nature of the circuit and the slow speed at which he was travelling, it would have been prudent for car 63 to have kept more to the right of the track to leave space for faster cars coming around that corner. We also administer a warning to the driver for this. But let's move on to Oliver Bearman. Now, Bearman did not have a great qualifying. He qualified 19th fastest, but for the race tomorrow, he might be forced to start from the pit lane. Basically, following qualifying, a technical delegates report said the Haas F1 team did not cover car 87 2 hours after the checkered flag of the third qualifying session, as this is not in compliance with Article 40.6 of the 2025 Formula 1 sporting regulations. I am referring this matter to the stewards for their consideration. Now, this regulation covers regular park formation checks and clearly states that any driver found to have breached the rule must start the race from the pit lane. So it looks like Bearman is going to get a pit lane start. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.